To start our Sunrise Smart Start, we are turning to breaking updates from RPD. A two-car crash downtown near the inner loop. One vehicle punched a hole in the side of a building.
Happened early this morning at St. Paul and Andrews Streets. You see the aftermath. Police say a driver going west on Andrews ran into another car going north on St. Paul, and one of them went through the wall of that building on the corner. Both drivers are expected to recover. The fire department did go there to check out the integrity of the building and ruled it is still safe despite all of that damage.
We also have breaking new details on a two-car crash in Wayne County. This left one vehicle flipped over at Canandaigua Road and State Route 441 last night. Video sent to News 8 shows the aftermath. Bystanders getting out of their cars and rushing in to help. Deputies say one driver came to a complete stop at the stop sign, then tried to cross through the intersection. They were hit by another car. Both drivers were trapped and had to be pulled out of the wreckage. They were taken to the hospital. No word yet on the extent of their injuries. A passenger was not hurt. The investigation is ongoing. News 8 is working to learn more about what happened leading up to a car plunging into freezing waters in Greece, prompting a dramatic rescue. Lakeshore fire crews responded to the Lake Ontario State Parkway around 2:30 yesterday afternoon, where bystanders were already in the water at Long Pond trying to help the driver. Firefighters in cold water gear were able to pull the driver and Good Samaritans out of the water. When they noticed some items in the back seat, they were worried children may have been involved. Thankfully, that wasn't the case.
So we worked with local school districts and grandparents to figure out the location of them. Out of an abundance of caution, we searched the water. We had the North Reese Fire District join us, mutual aid to do so. Luckily, everyone was accounted for, and the victim went to the hospital.
Was the child at school?
I can confirm that two of the children were at school. The other was being cared for by a local.
The driver was not seriously hurt. First responders say they've seen 2 to 3 vehicles ending up in the water in this area over the last 4 years.
A massive project is happening now in Lyons, and leaders will tell us this is going to transform that area into a destination.
The Canal Street redevelopment project will clear out a cluster of buildings between Clyde Road and Canal Street, which used to serve as a hub but is now mostly vacant or condemned. The $3 million for the project come from state and federal grant money. Phase 2 hopes to bring in a developer to build a multi-purpose space on the land that will include both commercial and residential buildings.
If we're able to, attract these services like healthcare, daycare, and some additional programming, that will also bring jobs to the area as well, to hopefully assist with, patronizing the other local businesses.
They estimate the demolition phase will take about 2 months and hope construction can begin as quickly as possible.
To Washington, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth faces new questions from Capitol Hill about his use of a personal phone to relay military information earlier this year. The Pentagon's Inspector General found Hegseth put U.S. service members at risk by sharing sensitive details about an active bombing mission in Yemen using Signal, a messaging app. The report found Hegseth shared info that came from a classified email. Now it's unclear if he declassified that beforehand. On social media, he calls the review a total exoneration. All of this comes as lawmakers are set to review today a video from the military strike that killed nearly a dozen on a suspected drug boat in the Caribbean in September. 2 survivors from the first strike were seen trying to climb back on board before it was hit again.
If it was just 2 individuals in the water that were struggling for their lives, what was the validation of second strike?
I think there's still some question whether the initial bombing is illegal as well.
You hear some lawmakers there looking into whether these strikes could be considered a war crime after the report from the Washington Post last week saying Hegseth ordered commanders to kill everyone on board, a claim he denies.
A newly proposed federal bill could force Americans who have dual citizenship to give that up. The Exclusive Citizenship Act of 2025, proposed by Republican Ohio Senator Bernie Moreno, would force anyone who holds U.S. citizenship and citizenship in another country to choose just one. Leaders in Western New York say the change could hit border communities the hardest, especially people who live in Canada but work in the U.S. or vice versa.
The United States is considered a melting pot, and so there's a lot more pressure on people who come to the United States to integrate into society. So as I said, this is an issue that's been discussed in Canada from time to time. I think we have a much more relaxed and a much more open attitude towards individuals who have citizenship of different countries.
If passed, the bill would go into effect 180 days after it's signed into law.
JetBlue is offering more options for people here. If you don't mind a short drive to fly to your next destination, the airline has new nonstop service from Buffalo going to Fort Myers and San Juan. That news comes less than a month after the airline announced direct flights from here to Orlando. Those are 5 times a week, Thursday through Monday. JetBlue also running nonstop flights from Syracuse going to Fort Lauderdale. Those begin in late March.
Looking ahead, the annual Genesee Keg Tree lighting party is tomorrow night. The 3-story tree, built from more than 650 empty beer kegs and 25,000 lights, has become one of Rochester's most iconic holiday traditions. This year's event includes food trucks, holiday music, 4 beer trucks, and a new treat, Keg Tree Donuts. That'll be going on from 5 to 9 p.m. with the big moment set for 7.
Also tomorrow, we've got the return of the 7th annual Rock Holiday Village. Everyone can enjoy 16 days of live music, crafts, activities, Santa. They've got Anna and Elsa as well. Free ice skating at MLK Park. We'll have Iran there tomorrow morning, previewing it ahead of opening night. That happening downtown again at MLK Park. Your sunrise traffic here, 5 minutes to go until 7. So far, so good. Maybe a little dusting there on the car or driveway before you head out. Might be a little slippery as well on the sidewalk, so take it easy, but no real accumulation so far there. All right, James.
Yeah, that's right. We were able to avoid the heavier stuff, the 3-inch snowfalls, even this afternoon with some lake effect. Yes, there will be some few tenths of an inch here and there, but for the most part, it's the wind and it's the temperatures dropping, falling down in the single digits going into tomorrow morning. Friday, cold, but some sun in there as well, and then some more flakes by the weekend.
Make sure you please join us 9 o'clock for our podcast, Second Cup of Sunrise. That's live for half an hour on the Rochester First streaming app and at the top of rochesterfirst.com.
Love being a guest of honor there.
Oh, you want to come by today?
Sure.
Is that tease? Got a story to share? See what we're chatting about then. CBS Mornings on the way at 7. Stay warm, everybody.
Have a good one.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on rochesterfirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather. Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.